Hello and welcome to a new episode of Review. Today we will take a closer look at a Boeing 727-100C in the colors of UPS. As always, we start off with a box, and here we can see at the front side we have the cutout so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft inside, and we have the UPS branding. On the back side of the box we have an image of the aircraft itself. We are provided with a web link by Herpa where we can get more information, and we can see it is a limited edition. So that's it for the box. Let's take a closer look inside and at the aircraft model itself. And here she is, the Boeing 727-100C in the current livery of UPS. Now this is the first 727 model that I have ever had, so I'm very excited to take a closer look at the details this aircraft model has to offer. So with no further ado, let's get started. And as always, we start off with the tail section of the aircraft. And here on the vertical stabilizer of the aircraft, we have the UPS branding. And of course, the tail section of the aircraft is almost the most important section of the aircraft, as we have all three engines this aircraft type has. But before we take a closer look at those, let's quickly also mention that we have the full registration code of the aircraft on the fuselage. Now, the engines themselves, they look really nicely detailed. Here we can see the back side of them, but also if you look from the front side, it looks really nice with these really narrow and stretched engines. It's of course a very different technology than what we see on modern airliners. Now, if we move from the back of the aircraft all the way to the front of the aircraft, we can see along the fuselage the writing of worldwide services, synchronizing the world of commerce, the slogans of UPS. If we then focus our attention around the cockpit section of the aircraft, you might think, hold on a second, this looks very familiar to a 737 Classic, and you would not be wrong. The 737 is basically a further development upon the 727, and the cockpit section do in fact look very familiar. We have some nice details on this aircraft. We, for example, have some nice markings around the cockpit windows. We have the window wipers, and we also have the eyebrows, these extra windows just on top of the cockpit windows. They are, of course, not really used anymore in today's aviation, but back in the day where you did not have GPS and other electronic means of navigating, they could be very essential if you needed to navigate by using the positions of stars. Now, this being a cargo aircraft, we of course have a lot of doors to the cargo compartments. Here we can see it in the back side of the aircraft. We also have the main cargo door here just in front of the wing, and then also a smaller one on the other side just at the front of the aircraft. Now let us take a closer look at the wings of the aircraft. If we take a look here at the top side, we can see all the different flaps, slats and spoilers being carved out here at the wing. I think Herpa has done a pretty decent job with that. Also, the underside of the wings look pretty nice if you ask me. Now, what I quite like at this aircraft is actually the landing gear, especially the main landing gear. I think that looks really nice detailed, although they haven't quite managed to attach the landing gear here at the same angle on both sides, but that is of course very different from aircraft to aircraft. So my aircraft model might be like this, and if you bought it, it might be perfectly in line. Now, the front landing gear also is pretty nicely made here, as you can see. So there we have it, the Boeing 727-100C in the current livery of UPS. A very nice little aircraft. The details on the aircraft are really nicely made. The print quality, as always, is excellent. So definitely a nice aircraft to have in one's collection, especially if you like the 727, then this is a very nice option. Now, with that, we have reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed this video, do feel free to leave a like. That would be very nice, and with that you would show your support for not just the series but also the channel. If you're new around here, why not hit subscribe? That would be absolutely awesome, and you won't miss out on any future videos. Next time on Review, we will take a closer look at an Embraer ERJ 170 in the colors of BA City Flyer. Until then, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.